Growls, peace, can grow. Money stack, grow. Only money grows.
What's up, YouTube fam? It's your man King Marcel, and we are back with another video. Man, the past couple of days, I ain't gonna lie, I've kind of been out of it because of these Epstein files, and it's just a lot going on. The markets are going crazy. It's looking like we heading head first into a recession, and it's like a lot of people don't really understand the magnitude of everything that's really going on. I feel like until it really is going to hit that tipping point to where they can't ignore it anymore. So that's kind of a scary thought, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to pray about it, you know what I'm saying? Trying to stay positive, but we're about to get into some more TikToks that's, you know what I'm saying, going into the Epstein files and everything that's been going on. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video here. We on the road to 500 subscribers, so make sure you guys are subbing up and joining the kingdom. But with that being said, let's get into this.
An interesting connection of those who are in the GATE program, they share an enlarged external occipital protuberance. Housed deep to the occipital bone is the occipital lobe of the brain. It's the part of the brain which translates the sights visualized, so they can be interpreted for the person. But for those in the metaphysical community, it is thought to be where dream imagery, blind sight, and synesthesia are controlled. Is this why some kids were picked and others left out?
Was it?
So if you have a Gmail account, you want to listen up. So apparently, Google has allowed AI to scan all of your emails, all of them, every attachment, every word, every inbox, everything that's financial, personal, it doesn't matter. It's being scanned by AI under your Gmail account. So if you have a Gmail account, I want you to do this right now.
Oh, yeah.
You want to go in and click this little icon here in your inbox under settings, and then click see all settings. And then scroll all the way down till you see smart features.
Oh, yeah, I need
Google
to do this.
Workspace smart features.
Hey, y'all better get on it.
I want you to make sure that it's turned off. And then go down to manage workspace and go over and make sure that both of these buttons here are turned off. And then save all of it. And there you go. You are now preventing AI from accessing all of your information in Gmail.
What?
Across the United States, inside ordinary classrooms, something unusual unfolded. Researchers, quiet, credentialed, and backed by prestigious institutions that you've definitely heard of, walked straight into public schools. They accessed student files, they recruited teachers, they ran experiments inside classrooms, all without parental knowledge, without student consent. And the purpose? To test children for psychic ability.
And what's so wild about this GATE program is that finding out that not all students had to go through the testing phase more than once or more than twice is wild to me, because I thought we all had to do that. I thought when they was doing the hearing test back in elementary school, every kid had to go down there multiple times, but it wasn't. Most kids only went down there once. I've went down there, I can't tell you how many times. And I have, like, I don't know what it's called, like disassociated memories about it, because in some ways I remember it one way, in some ways I remember certain times when I went down there another way. And it's like, in finding out, like, through MK Ultra, like, how could they can just, like, reprogram your mind, and that in some of these schools they used to have tunnels under them to literally traffic kids under the tunnels for Lord knows what. We think that it was just for prostitution and for you know what I'm saying, sex, but a lot of these kids had experiments done on them. And it's like, this is all like very creepy, because all of this stuff is in the Epstein files. It's all like coming full circle and all interconnected in this like diabolical web through the Epstein files.
This isn't internet folklore. This isn't rumor. This is documented. buried in academic journals, hidden in federal archives, and scattered throughout decades of parapsychological research. People talk about this rabbit hole, but no one has ever proven it. Not until now. One CIA document led to another, and then another, until a paper trail started forming. A paper trail so bizarre, so quietly threaded through American education that it shouldn't exist. Yet it does, and it has for decades. I'm not saying this happened to everyone, but it happened a lot, more than you think. I'm talking year after year since 1937, across thousands of classrooms stretching at least until the early 2000s. And recently, I uncovered connections that tie these operations directly to gifted and talented programs. Some of these connections will surface in this video, others I'm saving for what's coming next. I'm sure you've heard the many covert operations,
Like, what was they
MK
doing to
Ultra,
us?
Project Stargate, and a myriad of others. But what about a secret operation that took place in your elementary school? Does that sound far-fetched? Because to be completely honest, I thought that too. But you don't have to take my word for it, because I brought the receipts. If you went to preschool, elementary school, middle school, high school, or even college in the United States anytime after the 1930s, this information is relevant to you because you might have been part of a secret experimentation that you knew nothing about. You don't have to fall under any demographic, you didn't have to participate in certain classes. They tested as many children as they could.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, I will be showing you the documents. But first, let me explain to you how I stumbled upon this information. Originally, I set out to make a video about the GATE theory. If you've never heard about it, GATE is an acronym for Gifted and Talented Education. These school programs usually serve the kindergarten to 12th grade, and former participants of these programs are...
We know that the Gifted and Talented TAG, GATE, GT program, whatever you want to call it, that was conducted in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and maybe into the 2000s, we know that they were experimenting on us.
What?
GATE, the nefarious Gifted and Talented program. People across the internet seem to be remembering. Don't think this has been mentioned on this sub before. I recently came across some people on the internet, especially on Reddit and TikTok, claiming to have elementary school memories of these GATE, Gifted and Talented programs that involved several exercises. The most commonly mentioned being wearing clanky 90s headphones and listening to audio clips, supposedly brainwashing them to be susceptible to out-of-body experiences / lucid dreaming. Different people are claiming to remember similar things, such as an exercise matching shapes together or reading a book upside down. One thing they all have in common is their tendency to forget most of or all of what happened in the program.
They used to also have us like reading words backwards, like as if you was dyslexic. They would see if you could actually read sentences backwards. And surprisingly, you know what I'm saying, I was pretty good at doing that. And it's like, why? Why was all of this information then funneled to Epstein? It's a lot of questions. It's a lot
Until later
of questions.
in their adult lives. Certain accounts even recall them consuming some kind of pink drink, which was said to be a drug for the memory loss. Most people mainly just remember resenting going to the program or begging their parents to let them pull out of it. Proponents of this strange story are convinced it was some kind of CIA experiment, ran from the late 80s to early 2000s. Has anyone here shared similar experiences or encountered similar stories?
What?
Mail order. Pardon me? What is this? Let me see what it says. All right. All right, well, let me read this. Folks, we have someone on the set who's standing here and would like me to read this copy which was just handed to me. You want to tell me your name or not? What is it? And Gary, where are you from?
At that point, the control room was ordered to go to black, kill the studio mics, and put up a standby slide. But Horowitz continued to read, and the gunman kept the gun in his back.
I was warned in 1981 by someone with connections at the CIA to stay off the computers, that they didn't trust people on computers.
Says dad worked for
Calls
IBM.
from my parents, which led me to believe that something terrible was going on. I was then forced into a mental hospital in Tallahassee, where I learned that my brother-in-law had been driven insane in the same manner that someone was trying to do to me.
The CIA
Police,
ran
who
mental
by then had
hospitals.
entered the facilities, made plans to deal with the situation. But when the statement had been read, the gunman placed the gun on the desk, and anchorman John Beard grabbed it.
They said it was not his father, but it was a
To
clone
the floor.
created by the
He has been
Central
identified
Intelligence
as Gary
Agency.
Stolman, and he said he never intended to harm anyone. Indeed, the gun proved a fake. But Stolman may still face a
Like,
variety of
what?
charges.
And we be so
He is
willing
the son
to.
of pharmacist Max Stolman, a former member of the Channel 4 News
Oh,
team.
so this is
reporting-
father? He look reptilian. But we be so willing to write these people off as crazy, as mental. Like, what would make somebody snap? What would make somebody snap so bad that they would kill their own father? Did they say that he killed his father? But would tarnish his father's name and legacy by holding up a news anchor hostage and forcing him to read a statement that you wrote. He was competent enough to write out this statement. But his father actually has credentials that links him to these agencies. And yet we just write him off as crazy. This happened in 1987. And we just now accepting that this may have had some validity to it in 2026. Like,
medicine and related issues. Max Stolman said, "I do have a sick son. He has been hospitalized a number of times. I am thankful he wasn't killed."
Literally.
In the beginning of the movie, at the party, we can see two men sitting and having a conversation, both bald and elderly, and one of them has glasses on. In the last scene, exactly at the point which may seem as a happy ending, they show up again and we see Alice and Bill watching their daughter following them. Their daughter is not seen after that anymore. One of the things that we can get from this part is that Alice and Bill are leaving their child to the hands of wealthy cult. So they decide to join the elite. You can also get a different concept from this part. But in any case, it doesn't have a happy ending.
Not at all. How could that be one?
I don't know if you know about Claire Hazel. Do you know about her?
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, she's someone you really need to look into her, because she's a key co-conspirator that no one discusses. And Ghislaine got her married off to one of the what are they called? The Guinness family. So now she's Lady Claire. And you're not going to believe this, Whitney. You know the Eyes Wide Shut? It was filmed in Lady Claire's mansion, estate.
Like, you can't make this up. And this is her house? Yeah, alright. And then it looks like an old Tartarian building. And it's one of the Rothschild's estates. Come on. Like, what are we about to do? We gotta do something. We literally have to do something. Oh, goodness gracious. Like just been in our faces this whole time.
Eventually, in the final shots of the film, you see like Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman in that final scene in the toy store when she's looking at the Rosemary's Baby bassinet, which is totally Kubrick saying something. And they never take their eyes off their daughter until the moment they take their eyes off and the final line of the movie is coming up. You see those two guys walking off with the daughter. They're taking her away. They've given their daughter to the cult. That's what's happened at the end of the movie. And there's an incident where when they first screened the movie in England, people who were outside, this is all secondhand, by the way. There were people who were outside of the theater who could hear inside of the theater Kubrick yelling at all the executives and saying, "It's my movie, you can't cut it. You can't fucking cut my film, blah, 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 blah." Big argument going on. Then he dies like 4 days later.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
So I've been looking into the Epstein files, and I started today at 2:30, and now it's 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And I found this from October 31st, 2008. Project
2008.
Bitcoin funding and white paper. Hey, Ghislaine,
2008,
the
y'all.
Satoshi pseudonym is working perfectly.
Wow.
Our little digital gold mine is ready for the world. Funding secured. Now, when I found this document 2:30 today, there was 1,544 search results if you typed in Bitcoin. Now, if you type it in, it's 1,520. Now I can't find it.
Is that why Bitcoin stock is going kaput right now? Is that why Bitcoin is literally going up in flames right now? And they wanted this to take over the global currency. They wanted crypto to take over the American dollar. And they still think that we're going to go along with this, knowing that Epstein was damn near the creator of it. Come on, you gotta be quicker than that.
This one.
Gotta
I'm so
be
glad I
quicker
took
than
a
that.
screenshot of it, but I can't find it anymore. So
These people are insane.
All right, what's up, people? So I've been Epstein files a little. I found some stuff kind of interesting. Apparently,
He
Yale
looks stressed out.
Law School sent Jeffrey Epstein a 36-page report on how to run human trafficking.
Like what?
Yeah, it's pretty in depth. Pretty fucking too. I'll just start posting the highlights of that, but basically the gist of it was there was certain criteria of information essentially about the subject where it was essentially these are the things that cannot be known about this industry in order for it to run smooth. So those up on this video.
Wow. Make sure you guys pause and read this. Make sure you guys pause and read every single last word of this, and y'all will find out how wild this is. And the fact that Yale created this for Epstein is insanity. They literally gave him a blueprint on how to run this operation he's been running all of this
says,
time.
In order to consider prostitution a job, in order to keep the business of sexual exploitation running smoothly, we cannot know that prostitution, pornography, and trafficking meet or exceed the legal definitions of torture. Also, you're wondering why we still haven't gotten any arrests or any of the names on that list. That's why. I wanted to highlight, thought it was extraordinarily evil. It says in order to
Oh
normalize
my
prostitution,
goodness.
everybody's culture, postmodern theory helps keep the real harms of prostitution, pornography, and trafficking invisible.
And basically what this is breaking down, what I'm telling y'all about what these Hollywood celebrities are and what their purpose really is. We think that these people are being used for their talents. You know what I'm saying? We think that they made their dreams come true. You know what I'm saying? That they're fulfilling their dreams. They became singers, artists, you know what I'm saying? Rappers, basketball players. We think that these people got there off of just their merit, when in reality, these people are just the link between poor people and billionaires. The link between victims and the people victimizing them. Like we found out in some of the Epstein files that Pusha T was just a handler. That all of these lower ranking celebrities, that's all that they are handlers. They get us to idolize them and want to be around them, and then they take us to them. And that's how they get their money. It's not rainbows and sunshines like they masquerade it to be. But everybody who idolize these people understand that that's what they want you to do, so that you can then be victimized by the people that's above them. How do you think they get the funding for these music videos, for these labels? How you think where the funding comes from for these movies? We found out that the movie The Wolf of Wall Street was funded by the I don't know, who was it? Was it the CCP? Well, by a foreign country funded that movie, and we don't see all the behind the scenes and all the moving parts behind the clock. We just read the face and take it for its face value, but it's a lot of scheming and conniving going on behind these closed doors, and not just that devil worshiping and ritualistic sacrifices. And it's like, we can't stay blind after all of this has now come out. We can't move over the fact that this is what's going on. Why are we paying taxes? That's the number one thing that should come from this. Why are we still giving these people who are doing this with our money? Why are we still giving them our money? Why are we still paying taxes? That is a heavy concern of mine, and I feel like it's being gone over. And we as not just American people, because this spanned across every country is looking like. All of the people of the world who are not with this need to come together and be like, if we are paying taxes to these people one way, shape, or form, why are we still doing that? Why are we about to continue to do that? Because then don't that make us accomplices? Wouldn't that make us accessories to what's going on? If they told us and then we just keep going along with the status quo? Like, come on. Come on.
Yeah, so I'm not a cop or a detective or kind of legal authority, just a good Samaritan here, but I think someone should take a look at Yale.
Yeah.
Soon.
Literally. That's how I've been all week. But I've been telling y'all this before it even came out. I've been knew this, but it's the fact. What we finna do, man?
Jesus. Oh.
Fuck.
Fuck. What's all that? Yeah. Had to, Xavier, then it took out the mask. I did. Oh, fuck.
So all of the school photos of every single American child is in the Epstein files. If you're a parent, this should make your stomach drop. Every year, millions of families across America proudly display school photos of their children on refrigerators, blah, 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 blah. But here's what most parents are never told. Those photos are taken by Lifetouch, the largest school photography company in America. Lifetouch is owned by Shutterfly. Shutterfly was acquired.
The thought that my baby pictures, my school pictures from when in my youth and my innocence, probably went across Epstein's desk one way, shape, or form. It's repulsive. It's disturbing. It should make all of y'all want to pull all of your children out of these schools because they allow these demonic people to be able to take photos of your children. Not do any research into these companies and who ran them, or hell, they damn near did know. And they were all connected to this conglomerate of PDFs. Everyone's picture. Y'all gotta understand, they've been doing this since at least I know they've been doing that since I was in school. You know what I'm saying? I believe that's been the thing in this country forever, is taking school pictures. And to find out that they've all been a part of this, it was like they was making a catalog to pick from. They was literally, that's why they called us pizza and hot dogs and shit. They literally had catalogs of kids they wanted. Let's get through this.
By Apollo Global Management. And Apollo Global Management was co-founded by Leon Black, a name that appears in the Epstein files. We can't even safely take pictures of our kids in school. We are living in hell. So as you know, guys, here's what the flyers look like. Picture day is coming. These are the people that own it all, right? And apparently they sold Shutterfly, blah, 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 a couple companies down to BlackRock, if you dig deeper into it. So yeah, it means millions of children images are uploaded into a database every single year by corporate structures tied to someone connected to Epstein. Let it sink in. What do y'all think? Let me know your opinion. I'm simply just talking about what's happening.
It's like speechless.
I just want to let you know that this was just 3 or 4 days worth of work, and it was based off of a few recent videos from Becca Day and Becca Day's Substacks. This is nowhere near the amount of records that we actually have. This is one of the main people that I focused on because that's what was focused on in recent videos and Substacks. I can zoom in on any of these nodes or dots. This isn't even like 1% of everything. This is just a very small sample. I wanted to show an example of what this Obsidian program can do. And this is what it can do. It can show you the links between people. You can focus on dates. You can focus on people. You can focus on locations. You can focus on government entities, financial institutions.
Because I'm starting to think we might have to take this to our own hands.
Murder multiple people in Mexico to cover Jeffrey Epstein's tracks. This is an incredibly disturbing thing that I found in the Epstein files. You have to see this. So this is an investigative document, as you can see, from October 2019. This comes directly from the FBI, and it reads, this lead was generated to follow up on information that a USC Richard Marchenko is in custody in Mexico regarding a child sex ring investigation by the Mexican authorities. that is purported to include video evidence held by Mexican law enforcement officials of Jeffrey Epstein engaging in sex acts with minors. The said minors were reported as possible USCs. Basically, it talks about the fact that there's allegedly this video footage of Epstein and the powerful men that he gave children to raping children, and it states that the Mexican authorities were in possession of these videos. The tip also continues, it says, basically the guy who called this in stated he has some type of Mexican deputization and is working along with a female former South African law enforcement official on the Mexican investigation. Turner has been insistent that Richard Marchenko, who is a former U.S. Navy SEAL, is currently in custody in Mexico City, and Turner states Marchenko is being held on charges pertaining to a child sex ring, and a Mexican law enforcement official known only to the author as Jorge is in possession of a trove of video footage of Jeffrey Epstein and other United States citizens engaged in sex acts with minor children.
Like I
some
said,
of
this
whom
is
are reported to be United
world-spanning.
States citizens as well. So that's very, very important here. Keep in mind, it says right here there is someone named Jorge who is in possession of a trove of videos showing Epstein and other powerful United States citizens raping kids. But then we have to go to another unrelated file where we have an email chain between Ken T, this guy Ken, and someone whose address is redacted. They're basically trying to set up a call here. You can see they're trying to set up a three-way call, use the cell number. But then we get here, Jorge wants to know if we can schedule a call for this coming Monday. So that seems to be the Jorge that they were talking about who had possession of the Epstein tapes. And Ken T is trying to reach out to somebody, I'm assuming, to provide them with the tapes to facilitate this contact. But later on, Ken T states, we've had another serious incident since an American shot the trial judge in our child sex trafficking case here. He and I both think the latest incident is tied to the fact we have reached out to your team. Who on your team knows we are talking to you? Anyone assigned from NSA, CIA, or US State Department? People's lives here are in jeopardy. We've had 4 armed attacks against us. My partner has shot and killed 2 and wounded 5 American agents to date. Numerous white American agents following us in vans assigned to the US Embassy. Jorge was attacked and lost his arm. So basically they're saying that they're trying to bring this up to US officials, but they're being shot at, a trial judge is murdered, Jorge has lost an arm, and they've killed US agents, intelligence agents. But that's it. There's no further information at all about where this led or what really happened here. And to kind of wrap this whole thing out, you can see at the very top, this guy is begging. Ken Turner is begging. I believe that this is to the FBI or some authority. I mean, it doesn't show who these messages were sent to, but they're obviously sent to a task force. So I believe it's an FBI task force, and he's begging them, saying, we have killed American agents. We are being tailed by intelligence services. Somebody is attacking us. They murdered a judge. It's basically a war zone. We've killed American agents. And the guy at the top just says, my task force is not affiliated with the intelligence community. If want, arrange a call time. That's it. So do these emails show the existence of that blackmail material? Did somebody somehow steal that from Epstein or the raid on Epstein's ranch, and they were trying to use it for some sort of leverage, or obviously to maybe leak it all out? We don't really know, but I would like some answers here, because they're making some pretty big allegations in those communications, saying that U.S. agents not only murdered Mexican authorities, but there were multiple United States intelligence agents that were murdered because they were trying to take hits out on Mexican authorities. It's mind-boggling stuff. Let me know your thoughts.
Man, oh man.
Chuck E. Cheese CEO David McPhillips has stepped down right after the Epstein files. Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese, where your kids can have.
Of course. Why wouldn't it be Chuck E. Cheese?
One of the most ultimate pizza parties for kids. And look, this character is wearing a hat. Says he's been there since 2019. Not sure if that was before or after Epstein.
That thing look creepy as hell.
FBI Zizi Alam. What is the CEO, Chuck E. Cheese, doing speaker for the FBI? You guys ever notice the black hat this Chuck E. Cheese character is? What does it remind you of? Oh, and he was in charge of international development for Six Flags. Oh, and look, now limited visits for just $7.99. This image can be found Showbiz OC. Creepy are these characters. And yes, I did find his name. Actual DOJ website.
And then she said he stepped down, didn't he?
Ultimate pizza party for children. So ill,
Like, Lord, please have mercy. I mean, as the days go by, more and more information comes out. I'm finna start hammering out these videos, so be expecting to see a lot more from me and a lot more about this stuff, man. Unfortunately, but I'm somebody who just can't ignore this. I do plan on reacting to the J. Cole. It's just, man, I just ain't been in the spirit too, because it's like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are we giving our attention to? I feel like we as a people really need to lock in on this situation right now, like literally, and figure out where we about to head. Because it look like if we keep heading down this path, it's gonna be the hell if we keep letting these people lead us. But you guys like this video, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video here. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, so make sure you guys sub up and join the kingdom. But with that being said, King Marcel out. Peace.
Always alive, looking for the prize. That's eternal life. And bringing the things in my mind.